Welcome back, everyone, to the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker, which this should be the final episode of this particular game. I think we're coming up on the end of it. We're in Act 4, and I think there are only 4 acts. So, brief recap. I don't know. There's so many different stories to recap. I don't know if I can sufficiently go through all of them, but I think the best way to do it is just to jump right in. I think I've already identified the killer. I think the evidence is pretty much open and shut for this case. I mean, it's Nathan. I mean, I've got Nathan cold busted. But we'll get into that soon because I'm pretty sure we're going to unmask him at some point.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Okay, that was a full recap of basically every act. So once again, we start off with 2 people we haven't previously seen before. Glenn and Scarlett, although Scarlett has been mentioned before. Apparently Mariana doesn't like her that much. But we'll start with this guy. And I guess the first logical question to ask is, who are you?
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here. I was looking for the men's room.
Can I tell him where the men's room is? It's over there.
Don't know. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, I will have to charge you for this time, so, how are you today?
Sorry, I don't know.
You don't know how you are today. Why didn't you expect to be here?
Like I said, I was in the green room. You know, that new restaurant in town.
No, this is a green room.
Something. Done. Sorry. I was in the middle of a date and needed the restroom, and here I am.
So you left the bar. Wait. You left the bar to look for a bathroom. Walked into a doctor's office, and here you are.
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens to another place.
He's got the sigil curse. Sigil's the city of doors. Anything that's vaguely door-shaped can lead you to anywhere else. It's very disconcerting. Did you talk to my receptionist?
Yes. No. Sorry.
Do you have an appointment?
I have no idea. Let's talk about something else.
Tell me about Dr. Dekker.
Dr. Dekker was crazy. I arrived late to the party. Apparently, he was a fine, upstanding citizen before. I don't know what changed him. Of the few sessions I had with him, he'd observed me walking through doors.
What did he observe?
But I'd walk through a door and I'd disappear.
That's typically how
And I
doors
couldn't get
work.
back.
That's not how
The
doors work.
session was £150 either way, so I paid that for a couple of times and then decided it was a bad idea. As you can see, it's still happening.
Your teleportation is still happening?
The doors. I'm still vanishing from one place to another.
What causes you to vanish?
My dad died. He was on his deathbed and I was complaining about work, women or whatever. It was an idiom. He said, when one door closes, another opens. Then he died. I needed those words to be important. So here I am.
This guy is just a basket of contradictions and unhelpful conversation shutdowns. You know, he's just like, I'm not supposed to be here. Sorry. Well, I went through a door and then I'm here, I guess. Should I go? Thank you, Jensma. Tell me about your dad.
He was stoic. He had tuberculosis in his lungs. That's what killed him. Nobody knew until the end. I never got to say I loved him.
Nobody knew it was tuberculosis? I am not a medical doctor, but isn't tuberculosis fairly obvious? Maybe there's different kinds. I don't know. Can you open another door? Back to the bar?
I'm not sure.
Maybe if I try to simplify it. Open a door again?
I don't know.
I'm kind of stuck with him already, man. Let's go to Scarlett. Who are you?
Scarlett. I haven't been in since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died.
Oh, I guess I could ask about the date. He's not very anxious to get back to his date. Huh. Valentine's Day.
Cinema? With a date?
Yeah, I would have picked something else, but
Oh, I know this one. No, I don't.
Alright.
Sounds familiar, but no.
How are you today?
He was a complicated man. as
No
I
one
suppose most
understands
people
him
are.
but his woman.
His external persona didn't match what he dreamed about.
What did he dream about?
His dreams were amazing, filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures. It was like Narnia for grown-ups. That was in the beginning.
How do you know that?
I really don't know.
How do you know dreams were like?
I'm a dream walker.
Ah,
I can visit people and help them in their dreams. You've not caught up on all his old patients yet, then?
I admit I haven't read all the files. Hey, you know, Jaya can dreamwalk too.
I think you just broke my brain.
I lost my train of thought.
His dreams were amazing, filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures. It was like Narnia for grown-ups. That was in the beginning.
Okay, so I've got 3 things to start there. What creatures?
Fluid, soft, intricate things. I couldn't draw a picture if you asked, but they drew you to them. They looked a little strange, but you felt compelled to watch them.
Huh. It was like Narnia. In the beginning.
Chaotic, dark. Like an earthquake, everything you stood on shifted into something else. I think he was fighting with something internally, and it was winning.
And, in the end?
I don't have it.
Did his dreams change? What was Dr. Dekker fighting?
I don't know. It's a turn of phrase. Inner demons? Insanity? I don't know. I can visit dreams, but I can't force the dreamer to interact with me.
How do you, dreamwalk?
It's something I've been able to do since I was little. I was born an identical twin, and my sister and I shared dreams. We just thought it was normal. When our younger brother started having night terrors, we helped him. I just need to know the person, a little, and know they're dreaming. Then I can sort of jump into them.
Tell me about your sister.
Sorry,
Tell me about your brother.
that's not something I want to talk about.
Okay. Fair enough. How did... I'm assuming she's dead. That's actually I don't know if she mentioned that, actually.
Try again, Doctor.
Jumping into people?
It's something I think in my mind. Firstly, I need to sleep myself. I'm constantly tired, so I can pretty much sleep on demand. Before I go, I think of jumping into that person. That's how it works for me. I've tried teaching others, but I don't know if anyone else can do it.
Jaya can do it.
I don't know. Lots of people. Whenever I get close enough to tell somebody about it, the first thing they want to do is try it out or have me visit their dreams. That's kind of why I'm here. Relationships.
All they want to talk about is dream walking? Well, it is a supernatural power. Jackson says, what happened to your family? That's a good question.
Pass.
She passes. Next category. That's a good question. Did you teach Jaya?
Just thought she'd know. Thought she'd know everything about her precious Dr. Dekker. Sorry. We didn't speak that much. But she was a lot like the other woman. So much control over someone who was supposed to be her superior.
I think that was a follow-up question to a question I haven't yet asked. She mentioned relationships.
It's difficult to sustain them. I'm not just talking about romantic entanglements. It's hard keeping friends, too. Like I said before, I tell them about my ability and they immediately want to try it out. The problem is, I don't normally like what I see.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see my dreams, I'll tell you that for free. What do you see?
No.
Why don't you like what you see?
I think people try to show off. Firstly, they're a bit shocked if I turn up in their dream. But when they're comfortable with that, they start to put on a show. But most people can't control their dreams, so they tend to turn into nightmares pretty quickly. Oh look, I'm dreaming of a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, why is it destroying New York?
Let's see if I can find what were you doing on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day was awful. I had a bit of an accident with a creme brulee torch and had to spend the night waiting in A&E. I melted a nail to my finger. It hurt a lot and needed stitches. It's all fine now, though.
Huh. Can you prove? I mean, it's only natural I have to ask if you can prove it. Like everyone else, sure, but...
And this is is exactly what I'm talking about. You're asking me for proof. How can I do that? Get into your head, into your dreams? We don't have any real relationship yet, Doctor. But you are growing on me.
Thank you, Shazam.
Let's not break that just yet.
She did look at a little eye twitch. That was subtle, but I liked that. That was good. Like kind of a crazy person eye twitch. Let me check my notes here. Who mentioned Anushka? Jaya thinks I should tell all the patients I can stop their problems. Perhaps I should avoid her till later. I can stop your problems.
Sorry. No.
Okay, well, let's avoid Jaya, because how are you today? How are we this morning?
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military.
Really?
I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
What new skill?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined. Well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again, I was.
You can teleport now?
Teleported.
Awesome!
I was as surprised as you are. I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. Don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
But now it's in your head. It's... How are you able to teleport? Can you prove you can teleport?
These sessions cost a lot of money, Doctor. I'm not just going to leave in the middle of one.
No, you can take me with you.
But I can see you don't believe me. Do you really want me to teleport, Doctor?
Yeah. Yes, I want you just to teleport outside the room.
Blink, and you'll miss it.
Whoa! Whoa! He can teleport! Oh my god! Although I wonder if his face will be like that all the time now. He used to go home.
Blink, and you'll miss it. Told you.
Oh, it doesn't show up on the replay.
Blink, and you'll miss it. Told you.
Weird! How's work?
Work is fine.
Oh,
If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
yeah, and you've got the kind of job where you don't want your work piling up. Tell me about the midnight hour.
I stole a painting. There, I've said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence.
Whoa.
I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
What painting did you steal?
I can't think, Doctor. Too many questions.
Tell me about the painting?
It's a painting of a spider in a large web on the pendulum of a grandfather clock that's stuck at 3:15. Providence is the name of the local gallery here. Always lots of new art and artists, if you only visit once a year. Like I do, anyway.
How do you know your pursuer is military?
My pursuer. He's measured in his approach, watching, testing. When he finally came for me, I wasn't ready. I think he underestimated me, though, and that allowed me to escape. He didn't think I'd be able to just leave. Why do you think he's coming after me, Doctor? Oh, I think I might know.
What do you know?
No.
Why do you like the painting? Pursuer draw from his jacket. Pursuer is after you. No. Why did you steal the painting?
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor, if I really like them?
No. It's not okay to steal things.
I thought you'd say that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
Feel like unraveling?
No, I'm not becoming him. I'm not becoming Dekker.
Okay.
No.
He thinks he's a Phantom Thief now. That's a different Persona game. I guess we'll come back to him. See, now I'm very upset with Claire. Very upset. She was supposed to bring David And she clearly has not.
There's no lake house today, sorry. David's not doing very well. He's caused a problem with the girl. I need to do something.
Okay, I forgot what questions I've asked her because I've asked her a few. What's the problem?
The little girl, our neighbor at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
Of course he is.
Doctor!
Ah!
Sorry.
Ah!
I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. He said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go.
Ah! Knock on my door! Knock next time! Give him. What is this? 15,000 pound. Agrees to accept the sum of the loan amount to repay the loan amount when the term stated. Mariana? Is this from Dr. Dekker? Oh, God. Took a year off my life. She's being charged with the capital M murder of her husband, and we require your diagnosis as to whether she was of sound mind and had the mens required for the crime. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Hackett Brown. Whether she was of sound mind and had the mens rea required. Oh, that's a term! That's a Latin term. I apologize for treating that like a typo. It should be like an italics though. Mens rea, it probably means like mental capacity. Like if she was sane. We believe that our client, who has only given us her first name, Mariana, is mentally unstable and would like your expert opinion on this matter. We would be happy to cover all your costs and look forward to receiving your report forthwith. Huh. Okay, they're all different solicitors. I am referring yet another client to you today for further psychiatric evaluation. It's my hope you concur with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out within the McNaughton rules. But which one? Him insane. Huh. Toxicology report. Ethanol. Okay, he was on benzo, so sleeping pills. I think that's what temazepam is. I'm not sure what the significance of this is. Uh,
I never saw Dr. Dekker touch a drop.
oh.
Doesn't mean it wasn't going on behind closed doors, though, does it?
Mazzy Pam.
My other doctor had prescribed me sleeping pills before I came to see Dr. Dekker. I think they were called temazepam. I never took them.
Okay, so they were sleeping pills, and you're not supposed to mix your sleeping pills and your alcohol. That's no good.
If Dr. Dekker was an alcoholic, he hid it well. I never saw him drink. He certainly never offered me a drink. God knows I could have used one.
I'm going to ask them all about the sleeping pills and stuff.
I've never used sleeping pills. I'm too afraid of what would happen to me in my sleep.
Let's ask these two also.
Interesting question, but I don't know.
Big shock.
That's not something I want to talk about.
Fair enough.
Dr. Dekker drank a bit. I mean, I didn't say anything about it, but, well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk. It must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
You haven't seen my booze drawer.
Most people have taken sleeping pills at some time or another, haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although, I have to get a doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work.
Yeah, like that stopped you
Probably the same
before.
for Jaya.
I know nothing.
You know nothing.
I don't take sleeping pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get offered anything like that.
Fair enough.
It's funny how when somebody dies, all their bad traits come out. Yes, Dr. Dekker was a heavy drinker. He would often pour himself a glass during one of our sessions. Pretty rude.
Never offered me one.
If you get the combination of alcohol and sleeping tablets just right, you can knock out an elephant. I've no idea what kind of animal Dr. Dekker was. Which reminds me, that truck driver died.
Nate, you are a spooky mofo. And I know you did it. How is David doing?
David has been hunting and skinning again.
Ah,
From
yes.
the look of the torso, he
The
caught
cat.
a domestic cat. I'm being generous. It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
Fire bad.
I'm worried that David's not going to stop at cats.
Right.
He's killed deer, rabbits, wild birds, and now cats. I'm worried he might add little girls to his list. I can't stop him.
Why not?
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me.
It's just like when we were
I'm starting
married.
to think that.
Type better.
That I need to put David out of his misery. That I need to end his suffering. That I need to kill him.
Again?
Again. What shall I do, Doctor? Should I kill David?
Be the first lady in history to kill her husband twice? Yeah, that's got to be some kind of record. Have to be. I wish you'd bring David here. I don't... No, don't kill David. He's a medical miracle.
Very well. I will do as you say. I suppose I can let this go on now that someone else knows about it. The responsibility of having David is too much for me on my own.
No.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, I've crossed that bridge.
I never talked to Bryce, but I did talk to Iris. She didn't want to at first. She blames me for David's death, but as we both know, that's not a thing. Anyway, she said she was never locked up in any basement and had never heard of any Dr. Dekker. So it's, as I first suspected, a lie. You didn't make all of that up so I talked to Iris again, did you?
No.
Then Mr. Bryce seems to have a few more issues than me. Perhaps you should ask him about that.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
He wasn't in Dekker's basement.
How extraordinary. So the girl in the basement was somebody that Claire knows, and she's adamant that I didn't rescue her. I really wish I'd taken photos now.
You told me not to take photos. Who's the genius now?
No, sorry.
Let me just ask, bring David here. No. Can you tell David not to attack the girl? I'm really going out on a limb here. Check notes. There's something strange about these solicitors' names. Hackett Brown, Chart Token and Law, Kat Rowenbeck. They're all anagrams. No, they're not. Aren't they?
I spoke to her again. She wouldn't tell me her name, which is quite right. I am a stranger after all. So I gave her the name Anushka. She said the man that lives in the lake house is weird and creepy.
Hmm.
My solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill.
Okay, now one of them referred to a man, but didn't say which one. Kat Rowenbeck. You know Kat Rowenbeck.
I have nothing to.
I can't tell you anything about it. My solicitors assured me that I wouldn't have to discuss anything about my trial with you, so I'm not going to. Concentrate on my state of mind, and let me worry about other things.
You're gonna have more legal problems sooner than you think, pal.
I was one of Dr. Dekker's first patients. I wasn't referred by anyone. My GP recommended I saw someone privately. I think he was just sick of listening to me complain about how little time I had during our 10-minute slot.
I referred myself because of Dr. Dekker's mother. Was I supposed to have a letter?
It's a referral letter, Doctor. Don't overthink it. A girl can't be too careful with everything that's been going on.
Yeah, why don't you tell me about the loan?
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good.
I'd like to do you good.
Hey-oh,
Hey-oh, I'm kidding.
the beach for treasure and sell it online.
I kid. £15,000 at no interest.
Mainly rent.
Mainly rent. That's a shitload of rent. How are we this morning?
Hilda died last night. I was there.
Hooray!
Well,
Wait.
I was there as her daughter. It was nice. She had a good death. She got to say what she wanted to say.
Okay, and now's what I call the police because you definitely murdered a woman? Define a good death.
Hilda was Hilda to the end. I was the doting daughter. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I love you, Mum. Then Hilda, with almost her last breath, looks me straight in the eye and says, "Don't let them take Amelia."
Who is Amelia?
Amelia's Hilda's doll.
Uh-huh.
She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking, with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were. In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic. But we let her keep one, and that was Amelia.
And now her soul's inside it.
I'm keeping her safe until I can pass her on to Hilda's daughter. Maybe she'll fly over for the funeral. I don't know. Are you okay, Doctor? You look a bit pale.
I haven't eaten this morning. That could be it.
Sorry. I don't have anything else to say about that.
Uh-huh.
Terry hasn't been into work for a few days. I hope there's nothing wrong with her.
Well, my notes. Nothing good on my notes. I'm not getting anywhere with any of these people.
I think of Dr. Dekker every time one of my patients dies. It makes me remember how he didn't care about his mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son.
Why didn't he care about his mum?
For a moment, I thought he might cry. Just for a split second. But he didn't. He just carried on with our session. I wish I knew what went on there. Jaya probably knows. She spent quite a long time with Sarah when she visited.
That's still weird to me, the fact that he sent his receptionist to visit his mom.
Jaya seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this.
Because we're all fucking crazy. A place like this.
I just mean,
Murderers.
get all these weird people coming here. I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a couple of them have seriously given me the creeps.
Who gives you the creeps? Nathan? I bet it's Nathan.
Sorry, can't. Do you think I'm a good person, Doctor?
Oh. Yeah. I think you mean well, but
I hope so. I'm trying to be. I really am.
let's ask about specific people.
Bryce. I'm not sure who that is.
I can ask about specific people.
She's a slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed? Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is cold. Actually, I think I sort of know her. Claire Castleford, isn't it? Apparently, she attacked her husband or something.
Yeah. Oh, I finally wrapped up her string of questions, but let's keep asking her some things.
I don't think I know her.
Oh, you'd know her if you saw her.
I don't know who Nathan is.
Mariana's one of a kind.
I feel thirsty, Doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
Jaya!
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
It's like you're having what? I'm actually genuinely curious.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't feel well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
what were the blood tests for?
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, Doctor. It's calling me.
Look, I'm not stopping you from going to the beach. I just worry about your blackouts.
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a compass.
Huh. Have you had more dreams?
I have this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea.
Okay, yes, mm-hmm.
The sea feels warm and comforting. Not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely. I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there is a beautiful creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs. It's so warm. I'm transfixed.
I need more details.
But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh. Dead bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me.
Best get used to Cthulhu stories, Miss
My
Mariana.
feet.
You're in one!
I scream. That's when I wake up. Do you have that dream, Doctor?
You mean of Dread Relaya raising from the ocean and Cthulhu raising from his slumber to destroy the Earth? No. I'm sorry, I don't.
It's horrific and beautiful at the same time.
Describe the glowing being.
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams.
Not really. She really takes ownership of that couch, doesn't she?
That doesn't mean anything.
She mentioned an alarm. Like an alarm? Is it a literal alarm?
I hear a sound like singing, calling me.
It is like a siren. Like a siren
It gets stronger when
creature.
I face it, when I move towards it. That's how I know where the sea is. But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all. What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
I didn't say the word temazepam. I did not use that word. I'll tell her. Temazepam is a sleeping pill. Alright. And how's our usual suspect this morning?
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
I'm going to recommend for both of your safeties that you don't do that. The truck driver
The
died.
truck driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol, too. But he died in his garage.
That's a little sus. Two people around you at the same time, recently dropping dead of the exact same cause of death. Yeah. And you seeming to know a lot about how to kill people with that? It's interesting. That's all I'm saying.
I can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
The police?
I think I've probably said too much.
No.
It's probably not the same girl anyway.
Wait, oh. What same girl?
Read the papers, Doctor. I don't, but people at work talk about it. Missing people, dead bodies. The police are looking for a redhead, apparently. I don't know anything about that.
Missing people, dead bodies, okay.
What's wrong with Mariana? Wait, don't answer that. I'll let you know.
This is for her safety, okay, dude? How did the truck driver die again? Okay, we already talked about that.
What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him?
This game gets hung up on questions, like very specific questions to keep you from moving on. I hate looking at a guide, but I think I have to. We'll look into it as soon as I talk to Jaya here.
I don't want to talk about grief today. I'm getting enough grief from work.
Tell me about work.
I don't know if you know, but Professor Alderby used to be my professor. He teaches history and psychology, amongst other things. I know it's not technically work, but he asked if I would allow him to have the video footage of his sessions with Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker wanted to be removed from all of the videos, so it's jump cut after jump cut, but I'm sure you've already noticed that.
What video footage?
I didn't think you'd mind, since it wasn't your case anyway. Mostly it's the professor talking about how he viewed reality back then, in so much as he thought it was changeable. There's nothing else to do but watch while things are encoding.
She knows a lot about the paranormal.
Psychokinetics, remember? Cult of the kinetic mind? Professor Alderby said it was recommended reading to help psychiatrists in their frontline battle with insanity, he likes to call it.
Yeah, but you're a receptionist. I mean, I don't mean to minimize what you do, but I'm the doctor.
Professor Alderby saw the relationship between psychiatrist and patient as a winnable battle. The patient must be cured by removing their psychokinetic ability, if present, either by telling them it doesn't exist or by using another psychokinetic ability to negate it. It's a long time ago, I can't remember all of it. There was a specific example.
What specific example?
If someone tells you they can fly, you tell them you control air currents and that from now on they won't be allowed to use them. This would normally stimulate the brain in such a way that the patient stopped thinking they could fly. The main danger as the therapist is believing that you can control air currents.
And that it's ethically wrong to do such thing.
Some people would say Dr. Dekker had a bit of a drinking problem. It got worse and then it got better when his confidence turned up. I think it was the stress of dealing with the new patients. I like the odd tipple. I don't take sleeping tablets, never have. I'm not allowed to prescribe either. Dr. Dekker had me try to forge his signature once, but I was woeful.
Ethics! You have trouble sleeping?
No, sorry.
Why did he want you to forge his signature?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to try and forge his signature to make sure that I couldn't.
That doesn't make any sense.
He just wanted to feel safe, I guess. Once you get a prescription pad, it's your fault if it falls into the wrong hands. I suppose it does sound a bit overcautious, doesn't it?
And you do have a tendency to lose things. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the basic guide to see what questions I should be asking but have not. Although I wonder if there's any... No, there's no footage. Okay. Says, does psychokinesis really pose a danger to therapists?
The danger of pretending you have psychokinetic abilities is that you may start believing you have them and then have them. It's the paradox of the cure. Dr. Dekker loved paradoxes. His favorite was the grandfather paradox.
I'll bite. I know what the grandfather paradox is, but I just want to hear you tell it.
If you can travel back in time and kill your grandfather, then you cannot be born. But if you cannot be born, then you cannot kill your grandfather. It's a time traveler's chicken and egg, if you will.
It says the toxicology report mentions ethanol. What's an odd tipple?
I've been known to drink, not as much at the moment, not as much as Dr. Dekker did. He kept at least one bottle in his desk drawer at all times. You can't imagine the amount of times I wanted to sneak in and have some.
Could someone have spiked Dr. Dekker's bottle?
I suppose it's possible that somebody spiked his drink. Most people probably knew he had a bottle in his desk. Wouldn't have been that hard to empty out some capsules into it. Maybe the police should get fingerprints?
Yeah.
I'll go and suggest it. Make sure nobody touches the bottle in the meantime.
Too late. Hey, she threw something at me. Actually, I do have some questions I want to ask her. Why did to be removed from the videos?
I have no idea. Maybe he was an undercover secret agent. Maybe he was getting more annoying as time progressed. You're not, though. You're lovely.
Thank you.
Is this a good time to ask for a raise? Wow. I was kidding, but thank you, Doctor. I'll take that as a yes. And don't worry, I'll sort it all out.
That was definitely not a yes, but okay. I don't care. It's the trustee's decision anyway.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Okay. And by the way, Jaya, we gotta talk about the jump scares. She's gonna do it again because I asked her to get fingerprints. I just know she is. And for some reason she walks around with an orchestra sting attached to her. So what haven't I asked Bryce? Have you seen Jessica again? Okay, that's a good question, I guess.
I saw Jessica across the street this morning. She waved, but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her. Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
Oh dear. No. No, you really shouldn't. You should just get rid of them.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever. Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least wave back.
What haven't I asked Claire? You haven't asked him if he could possibly get any more creepy? He could. I don't need to ask that. For some reason, it has the question, do you remember the photo? I don't know what that refers to.
Oh, yes, here. From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
I hope he looks like Frankenstein. Please look like Frankenstein. Why is he all blurry? Weird. It also says to tell her, I can stop you reanimating people.
That's an interesting idea, Doctor. It's not really something that needs to be done, though. I have no intention of reanimating anybody anymore. It hasn't gone very well in the past.
Okay. Let me tell Bryce I can stop the midnight hour.
No, Doctor. No, you can't. I've seen what you can do. You can listen and ask, but you don't have any real power.
Hey, I broke the loop the first time. I broke Nathan's loop. I'll kill the midnight hour. You just watch. I can stop you dream walking. No. I can stop you from shifting?
You've never seen me angry, have you, Doctor? Don't say things like that when you don't mean them. It causes upset.
Oh, I wouldn't want to make Elin angry. Okay, I haven't asked Mariana. You talk about the beach a lot. Okay. Has anyone else followed you?
Do you forget anything from our sessions, Doctor? People follow me to the beach. I don't know who they are, and I don't know what happens to them. I don't always get followed, though, so it doesn't explain my blackouts.
What happens to your followers?
I said I don't know what happens to them. It's not always to the beach. Sometimes they follow me home.
Okay, I didn't ask where is home.
My home is in Chantry. You know that. You rang my doorbell last night.
No. No, I didn't. I did not ring your doorbell.
If you say so, it must have been your twin then.
Why would I come to your house?
I don't know. I didn't kiss you, but you just followed me.
I can assure you, madam,
Like the others.
I did not.
I don't feel comfortable here, Doctor. I'd like to leave. I don't know if I have a twin. Do you have a twin, Doctor?
No. I mean, I have brothers, but they don't look like me.
I know you don't. It was definitely you, wearing what you're wearing now.
Has Nathan talked to you?
He's the cute, sad-looking one, isn't he? He asked me out, and I said I'd let him know. Do you think I should go out with him?
No.
Doctor, I didn't take you for the jealous type. Are you feeling a bit jealous?
No. I don't want you to die, that's all.
That answer would have a lot more weight if you stopped coming round my house.
It wasn't me! I swear!
You said it with such a serious look on your face, I almost believed you. It would be good if you had some kind of superpower that helped me, but I don't think so.
Maybe I do have a superpower.
Wow. Are you trying to scare me? I'm not sure that's a good idea, Doctor.
Don't worry about it, Jackson. You're doing fine. I appreciate you doing anything at all. Did the truck driver's daughter die as well?
It's one of those newspaper stories you read and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter. But his daughter was in the car. Do you know I wrote him a letter? Dr. Dekker told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him. I think maybe he killed himself because of me. Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
Yeah, I think...
I didn't think you'd say that. I think in the court of law, I wouldn't be found guilty. There was a picture of his daughter in the paper. Molly. Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me.
No! Whoa! Whoa!
Crazy, right?
I wonder if she's still there.
Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me.
She's not there. Oh my god, oh my god.
Crazy, right?
The ghost doesn't show up on camera. Oh my god. Find out who killed.
Well, at least you're being honest. Do you know that Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him?
Really? Imagine that. Ah.
He told me in one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages. He didn't tell me anything specifically. Just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotize me again. I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing.
It says, have a look at the toxicology report. No. How did he die in his garage?
I read it in the paper. He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills.
Thank you, Brian.
Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
Okay, that's spoopy.
You said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here.
Who's still here?
Dr. Dekker, He wants me to kill people.
Does he want you to kill? Who does he want you to kill? No shoes.
He wants them to follow me to the sea, to the creature.
Tell me about the creature.
It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out. He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember. I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth.
Actually, Styx, I do have a mechanical keyboard, although these keys are actually pretty quiet for a mechanical keyboard. I do have one that's really loud. Sounds like a machine gun going off. But I decided to go with a quieter one for live stream purposes, so people wouldn't hear me clacking away all the time. I don't even know if you can hear me typing now. I assume you can. I need to hear that response again.
He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember. I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth.
What truth?
You're dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game.
I'd rather not, really. What kind of game?
I say a word, you say a word. Ready?
Okay.
Guilty.
I gotta go with the innocent one. The obvious one, I mean. That was Freudian.
Murderer.
Nathan.
That's a good doctor. Now, just give me those 3 little words and I'll let you go.
I have questions.
How clever of you, darling. Yes, Scarlett taught me how to walk in people's dreams. So what are you thinking? That I killed Dr. Dekker?
No, I don't think that, actually.
So smooth, Doctor. I almost believe you.
What 3 words does she want? Drink more Ovaltine?
You know what I want. Focus.
Klaatu Barada Nikto?
The longer it takes for you to get to the bottom of this, the more people will die.
God bless America?
Let's concentrate on the problem, shall we, Doctor?
I love you?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Ah, the dream's over. You're evilly.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly,
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets, fingerprints.
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics.
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
one of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I'd teleported.
Do you have that dream, Doctor?
Oh man, there's a whole nother act. I don't know if I can get through this.
Oh, Doctor. You look. There's something I need to tell you. I can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while. Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it.
Nathan.
Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me about Mariana later. I've got news.
Okay. Whoa, she's looking very, Zoolish. There is no Mariana, only Zool. Okay, well, I'll just get the question out of the way right now. Have you seen his prescription pad?
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
Awfully defensive.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
Nathan is totally the one who did it. He basically stole the security key card to get into the office. He's talking about how Dekker cursed him.
You're confusing me now. What is it that you want to know exactly?
Okay, forget it.
Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one.
His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
Yeah, notice they've all mentioned stealing. I never said it was stolen. I was just asking if they've seen it. Anyway, Jackson, the security card went missing the night Dr. Dekker was killed. And that also coincidentally happened to be the night the card went missing. And the very next day, Nathan turned the card back over to Jaya, saying he found it and didn't know what it was.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Why are you doomed? And now the midnight hour is 8 hours? Crap.
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
Yes, you did something to his body, didn't you?
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Did you?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
So what were you going to keep him in the meantime? You know, there's kind of a time limit on these things.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
I don't know. Somebody could have resurrected him. Oh. You really want me to guess?
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again.
Yeah.
Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
I don't know.
That's not really what you want to ask me, is it? It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed.
This is a weird
If I
conversation.
can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Well, I wonder why he's mad at you.
Perhaps.
Huh.
It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping.
With a spike in his heart? Tricky.
And so it is. You worried me then, Doctor. I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
Huh? How is Jessica?
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor. The photos I have of her, I think I'm going to destroy them. They're my problem, not hers.
Hey, I finished him. You know what I mean.
I'm fine. I killed David.
Oh.
Again. He went too far. With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head. When I picked it up, it was smiling. Probably a muscle spasm.
I have to call the police. Not even being funny, I really have to.
the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
What was his offer?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Interesting. So he was planning on dying soon.
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
You forgot. You forgot.
No, Doctor. Ask me something else.
Oh my god.
I buried him near the lake house. I'm not sure I'll be allowed a second funeral.
They probably charge you again.
Besides, it's close enough to visit.
You dug her grave all by yourself, huh?
David hunted her.
Oh
and
my
hung her
God.
up like an animal.
Oh crap, the girl died.
Doctor, I think I'm going to be sick.
You really need to
Can't
call the
talk about this.
cops.
Let's talk about something else.
No,
Please.
we need to call the cops.
Like my diagnosis.
Your diagnosis?
You promised you'd diagnose me as temporarily insane. You can't go back on that now.
I did not. I made no such promise.
Doctor, it's only been a few days since I last murdered my husband. Choose your words carefully. It's a fine thing to accuse me of making this all up when I've just killed the only proof I have. No. Threats are usually made without the intention of following them through. This is quite the opposite.
Now I'm definitely calling the cops. Weird that we're not done with this. That's a little weird. I'm going to leave that there for now. I don't quite understand how I'm not finished with her, but
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
thank you. Okay, the guide says to keep asking. She didn't seem to know anything about the prescription pad, did she?
What about the prescription pad?
Huh.
Yes, I took it. I had to.
What? Why did you have to?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
He could just get another pad.
I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humoring me the whole time.
Did you kill him?
I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
Thank you for the
There's
cookies.
too much going on in that question.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Did you put herbs in the cookies?
There's too much going on in that question. Could you narrow it down for me? You're confusing me.
Whatever. Why are you feeling negative?
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Who's Max? She's mentioned Max
I
before.
told you about Max, right?
Yeah.
Didn't I mention him before? Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently.
This is creepy.
Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again. Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
This is wrong.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
What conversation?
The I don't sleep with 77-year-old men conversation, of course.
Right. Fair enough. How are you today?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident?
Sure.
You didn't know him, did you?
Accident. I didn't know him.
Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No, don't answer that. Oh, the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker, who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried.
Why are you worried?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you. I don't know anything.
Well, what's bothering me? You're bothering me.
Why do I bother you? Do you think I killed Dr. Dekker? You need to look deeper into your other patients. I can forgive a lot of things, but being falsely accused of murder, well, that's going to blemish your CV.
I did not accuse you of anything.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police.
That's a fair
You
point.
can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
It's a fair point. The spooky stuff happening here bothers me.
Yes, that is a worry. I agree.
My dreams bother me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him?
That thought
She
had crossed my
most to
mind.
gain. She got all the money if he died, and it makes most sense, doesn't it?
It does make sense.
Who measures sanity or insanity?
Well, I do,
One
technically.
man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Tell me about the prescription
Dr.
pad.
Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up.
Actually, I know who took it.
Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Turns out I am Dr. Dekker. I just regenerated into a new doctor. Oh my god, that might actually be what happened.
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Let's see. Oh, I should ask about the death threats.
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. You never said anything to me about it.
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
No, I'd actually prefer the open death threats. Thank you. I'll just have a Coke.
I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that.
I was trying to find his bloody paper spike to stop him using it in our sessions. I was just going to take it, but one of the other patients walked in on me. I had to improvise.
So you wrote a death threat. That was your improvisation. A death threat. God. Okay, let's see what I missed with Claire. I actually don't think I missed anything with Claire. Looking at the guide here, I just open it up. I think you're insane.
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least.
She went full-scale murderous here. Whoops.
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
Do you think Mariana is framing you?
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker.
What?
I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest. That's not relevant here.
Prescribed pills if you never saw the pad.
That isn't important right now. Can we focus?
I'm really stuck with this. I'm looking at a guide and I can't finish this out. Let me open another guide. Give me a second. Um, um, maybe Nathan's trying to frame you.
Nathan? I've heard that name before. Is he a doctor too? Once I got here early and there was someone in Dr. Dekker's office. He said his name was Dr. Nathan and that he was a friend of Dr. Dekker's.
Aha! Oh, I thought that would cinch it. Ugh. Did Dr. Nathan say to you?
He said he was returning a psychology book to do with time travel. And then he disappeared. Not literally, Doctor. Through the door. I mentioned it to Dr. Dekker, but he just smirked.
Huh. I cannot believe I'm still not finished with her. Crap. How did David go too far?
David is a monster.
That was it. That's the one.
Anushka, she's hanging up.
That was it. How are you coping with the grief?
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
How did she die?
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She
Hope so.
burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
You know, spontaneous human combustion is a fairly common phenomenon. It's just not widely reported. It's not fun. I'm so sorry about your mom. Did you have any grievances with Dekker?
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much.
No, show me.
Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
Which I don't, but I'm just curious. Okay, I guess we haven't even started with her. So I'll close the guide.
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing. I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
What? But you said but no, that...
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
Wait. What's the truth?
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor. Or anyone else. I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours. And people follow me. Even if it's the last thing they do.
Whoa.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it. I don't have an answer for you. Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
That you believe you can swim indefinitely? Yeah.
There are similarities, but you're not the dead doctor. Are you feeling okay? I've done lots of dancing, lots of clubbing, lots of socializing.
Tell me about your followers.
That's not something. People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure what you'd call it.
Shogoth?
Wisp?
Oh.
A star?
A color out of space?
It's so bright and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
Okay, I'm just going to write you a prescription real fast. How does it feed on them?
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
Why do you... When you look down,
Just one at a...
why can't you look down?
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing. Just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. The creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly.
Very slowly, apparently.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it.
Is it in this room with us now?
It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
Uh-huh. Totally. It's not our secret.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have?
All I have to do is follow
You
you.
can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit. I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it.
Again, I think we're talking about someone else.
You get inside me, Doctor,
Whoa.
and it hurts. And you don't care. I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone.
I just want you guys to know I had nothing to do with what she's talking about. I do not do that with patients.
You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
Well, explain what happened next.
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside.
Ew.
Just a ball of tangled worms. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
Why are you here? I just thought you were here because your insurance covered it.
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not. My lawyer, he says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
No, I just said you're not.
I told you how grateful I'd be. But you need to fix my problem first. If they try me as sane, I'll be in prison for a long time. And then, how would you get your reward, Doctor?
This is what I'm talking about. This is not what I'm after.
Perhaps ask me.
I get inside you?
You watch me undress. You say nothing, but still you order it just like Dr. Dekker did.
I did not!
I strip, ashamed. As I lie down, you bend over me. Your face. So horrible. Like worms. Crawling.
Okay, now this does sound like one of my dates.
With jaws like pythons. And you bury into me. I lay there, frozen, while you violate me, punishing me. I'm not sick.
Oh, I have nothing.
Sick. It's my fault they're all dying. They're following me.
I didn't do it? Don't look at me. I didn't kill anybody. Certainly didn't do what she's talking about. Okay, I'm looking at a guide because I don't know what's gonna finish her quest line off here. Okay, I haven't asked when it's finished doing what. Okay, I guess I did. I haven't visited you at home.
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
Because it wasn't me! I deny visiting you at home.
Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun.
It sounds like it, but that's not me.
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Oh, yes, you did.
Can you remember what you did?
Are the holes stab wounds?
That's an interesting analogy, Doctor. You think I'm making this up?
Do you think you're insane? Did you kill Dr. Dekker because he wanted his money back?
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
That finished it off.
She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker.
Why did he transfer the loan agreement?
I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
Okay, well that's it. Now on to Guilty Boy. How's Mr. Loopy?
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
What about hypnotism?
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work.
I think so.
And he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
What is the keyword?
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Okay, we can do that.
I don't want it to be triggered.
What is it, boy? And he's probably not coming back. Oh. Huh.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
Hey, don't get technical with me. Uranus. No. Same thing, but yeah. Whoops. Planet X.
I don't think I know about that. I hope you're keeping good notes, Doctor, because I'm as confused as hell.
Mars. Try the word on other people? Huh. Okay.
I've got nothing to say about that.
I don't think he tried hypnotizing other people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What
Well,
is
obviously.
It? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you. It's about time travel.
Time travel.
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to.
So you're nothing like Doctor Who.
Except once. The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure.
What the
I
hell?
didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day. Present day. Things had changed.
This is weird.
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
No, you just murdered her deliberately this time. Whoops. Hannah.
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
Nope, it's all up here. That's an interesting point. Maybe it's a different planet for every patient.
I don't have anything to say about that.
Well, if it is, it's not Neptune for Mariana. Why did you kill Hannah instead of saving her?
I've tried, but I can't do it. To be honest, nowadays, I'm more interested in moving forwards. I don't know. I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us.
You could have gone
I swerved
before
left
that.
the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Oh, okay. What, Venus?
No.
Venus.
I don't know anything about that.
Why did you lie about Hannah on life support?
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
When did you time travel? The accident.
The day before Valentine's Day. I was looking at pictures of Hannah and it just happened. The next day for me was Valentine's Day. Present day.
You said you couldn't time travel.
We just met. I chose not to tell you I travelled back in time. Sorry. If I could turn back time, Doctor. If I could find a way. Claire Castleford. That's who's been writing the death threats on his prescription pad.
But you just
I didn't really want to say, but I think people need to know now that it's gone missing.
You just admitted to it. Okay, the guide has this question asked like 3 different ways, so I'm gonna ask it the 3 different ways it wants me to, because apparently this game gets hung up easily. Did you take the prescription pad?
No, I didn't take the prescription pad. Why is it such a big issue? Who'd want it? Do you think the killer wrote out a prescription for temazepam, faked Dr. Dekker's signature, and got it made up? Maybe. But I'm already on temazepam, Doctor. I wouldn't need all that drama.
Exactly. You didn't have to steal it.
Today, Doctor. Today we will have fun. Other days I've told you who it is. Today you can work it out for yourself. Maybe that will move things forward for me.
Smug little bastard, I know it was you.
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
I think maybe you should go with her to the ocean. I think she has plans there.
We went on a date. What sort of? She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
I really don't.
So what you're trying to say is that Mariana is just using me and has no interest in me romantically whatsoever.
Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Thanks. That helps my self-esteem.
Mariana might be a killer.
Wow. I think you're just jealous, Doctor. I mean, if Mariana really was killing people, I'm pretty sure you'd have to contact the authorities.
Don't worry.
I mean, that's what you do, isn't it?
We're getting there. How do you know it was Claire?
Dr. Dekker told me it was Claire Castleford. He said he knew who the culprit was, but he thought it was more fun that they didn't know that he knew. Madness.
What did the death threat say? Do you still feel guilty about Molly?
The worst thing about my condition is that people think they're asking me something for the first time. I get asked the same thing over and over again. I've actually lost track of what I've already told you and what you're supposed to know. So what if the truck driver had the same combination of sleeping tablets and alcohol that Dr. Dekker had? That doesn't prove a thing.
Oh, time for judgment. Accuse. Yeah. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? Okay, everyone. You tell me. I will give you 60 seconds while I go get a drink. Claire, Jaya, Mariana. So I'm on my own. I am on my own thinking it's Nathan. I'm sticking to my guns.
Doctor, really? You said I was guilty yesterday too. And here we are. Again. Nobody's gonna miss him. You've talked to the patients here. He was the problem. He cursed me, I'm sure, and with 2 weeks of straight days after his death. What more proof do you need? I'll tell you what I told the police yesterday. Dr. Dekker phoned me on Valentine's evening, and shortly afterwards, I was standing in his office holding a paper spike covered in his blood.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea how I got there or what I did. I just woke up like that. There was a suicide note, I took it. I'll show it to the police, but not to you. I think Dekker wanted me to kill him. I think he called me and activated some kind of kill switch because he wanted to end it all. That's going to be difficult to prove, but if you're showing them today's footage, make sure you show them the part where you activate me. You failed to do that yesterday. What do I need to say to get you to believe I'm innocent, Doctor. Tell me. We can try again tomorrow.
Yes! What about me? Madness is just a cry for help.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her. Well, I'm not going to lie. Work's much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
It does, actually.
I suppose in hindsight, it was self-defense all along. It hadn't occurred to me that I was just defending myself when I stabbed him. It probably just took the right lawyer to help me see it that way. I'm happy I'm free, obviously. Who wouldn't be? There's just one small problem, Doctor. My husband. He's still alive.
I think I was in my own head too much, manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much an art connoisseur now. It's definitely helping keeping me sane. I realized that I'm a very visual person, and paintings can keep me occupied for hours. I go to Providence whenever I get the time. It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself.
What I want to know is, how did you know which patient was the murderer? I mean, they all lied to you, didn't they?
It's elementary, my
I'm
dear
just glad
Jaya.
it's business as usual around here, and I'm not having to look for another doctor again. It's embarrassing. Dr. Dekker almost caught me writing the advert for his replacement.
Psychiatry Assessment Unit?
Stop worrying, Mr. Ashby. Yes, it sounds almost certain that you murdered your business partner, but I can get you a temporary insanity plea. I'm a lawyer, not an agony aunt. Now, as I was saying to you before, you need to choose your particular strangeness before I can refer you.
Nicholas Atherby, Ace Attorney.
Once you have chosen it, don't waver. They have to believe what you're saying is true for it to work.
And thank you all for watching. Until next time, everybody, thanks again for coming, and I'll see you next time.